Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. It is nearly 20 to 12 at night. It's transfer deadline day. The transfer window shut, nearly 40 minutes ago. We all thought it was done and dusted. We went home from the studio around 8 o'clock because it just didn't feel like there was anything going to happen. And even if we probably stayed till 11 o'clock, we probably would have just walked out the stadium, out the studio, and this news probably would have just broke right then. It is the news that I'm trying to get my words out. Hang on, let me just have a drink of non-alcoholic beer. It is the news that BROJA is, well, the deal sheet has gone in for BROJA. It went in, or BROJA, it went in at obviously before 11 o'clock. He's a player that in the last week has been on and off to Ipswich more times than I can count, due to them finding an injury in the medical forum. It didn't go through. The injury is believed to be something to do with his Achilles, which he did last year, I think. And if everything goes to plan, he will come on loan to Everton with a option. I don't think it's an obligation. I think it's an option for £30 million. Now, this is a player that has had really bad injury problems since he sort of broke onto the stage with Southampton a few years back, where everyone was sort of looking at him thinking he could be, because he's been linked with Everton for such a long time. Do you know when you see a player, it's like that player will end up at Everton at some point. BROJA has always been one of those players, and it looks like he's coming in now. He would be a fourth striker. He can play sort of in a wide striking area. He's not a winger, but can play in a more wide area. The problem is, even if it goes through, we have no idea when this player is going to be fit. He has played for Chelsea in the pre-season, but he did fail a medical, or issues were raised about in his medical, and they wanted to change the deal. Now, whether Everton have gone with the original deal, or what, I don't know. It's the injury problems for me the injury situation have always been a problem. Now, what I would say is, if Dom had gone out and he'd come in, I would be very, very worried. I think the fact that we have, certainly right now, two other strikers who are available. Chimiti obviously is not ready yet. It would probably be him and, Chimiti and BROJA would probably come back around the same time. I'm sure Chimiti might come back a little bit earlier, but you're talking maybe October. Now, Everton might look at that and think, right, that's fine. In terms of, we're covered, we're going to get a decent player in. By the time he gets fit and the time he's ready, that's when we'll need them most, when those games come thick and fast in December and January. So it's a weird one. It's a weird one that Everton have gone for it. Now, Everton might have the deal might be a loan with an option. Doesn't mean we're going to have to buy him. Doesn't mean that we will buy him. What it means is we get to have a look at a player this year, if they believe that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to walk out the door for nothing, or Dominic Calvert-Lewin could walk out the door in January, possibly. And if he goes in January, then we'll have a player that we will have had playing on the pitch for 3 months, and will have had a chance to prove themselves. So we'll see. I just find it very interesting that this was done obviously very, very late on. Everton have obviously tried to get other players in today. And obviously the lad from Lyon didn't happen, but it doesn't look like it's happened anyway, because it doesn't look like he's gone to Fulham either, and they've gone and took Reece Nelson away from Ipswich. Let's get it right. Everton need goals. Everton are desperate for goals, and I honestly don't see this as a us going out to the transfer deadline day today with this player. To me, I just look at it as a bonus, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, we don't know the situation with wages. We don't know who's covering the wages, or what the spread is on the wages. We don't know. Obviously, we're not gonna be privy to that information. Maybe some that would come out. At the end of the day, he is not. We have not signed him on a permanent deal. And if you were to say to me, well, you could have nothing, or you could have this player, and he's out for a couple of months, I'd take the player. Because at the end of the day, if we get something out of him, Chelsea are just trying to get players off the books. I'm sure they will have given us a really good deal for this player. At the end of the day, we need attacking players. And as I'm saying, I'm not aware, but I don't think it's an obligation. I don't think it's an obligation to buy him for 30 million. I don't think Everton would do that. They wouldn't do that right now. They wouldn't have done that with a couple of hours left of the transfer window. There's no way they would have agreed to an obligation for a player that they are not sure of his to his injury record. It's as simple as that. So it won't be an obligation. It will be a case of let's wait and see. And let's wait and see. To me, we've got rid of, Mason Holgate's just left, so part of his wages will be gone. Lots of younger players have gone today, and they obviously believe that they needed an extra body. So I don't really see any issue with this. Obviously, if it goes through, they've got just an hour and 15 minutes to get it over the line. And if it's a loan deal and they just want it done, they'll get it done. They'll get it done, clearly. They'll just look at what they were offering Ipswich and probably just draw a line through the word Ipswich and just put Everton instead. So we'll wait and see. We haven't got what we needed. I appreciate that, and I'm not particularly happy about that we haven't got what we needed. It's a scattergun approach to the transfer window, which I said earlier on one of the shows, was it doesn't feel like, we still obviously need a winger with pace. We still need, we could do with a backup left back. We could, there's obviously places in the squad that we could strengthen, but it is one of those things. If you'd asked me an hour ago if I would have took another striker, I'd have said yeah. And that's it, really. That's it. I don't think it's anything to be worried about, because I think they probably would have exhausted all the other options. Don't forget, we couldn't have another international loan, so that one's out the window. Trying to get a permanent deal on the last day for a player from abroad is very complicated if you can't finance the deal like we have. No, right back. We got 4 right backs. Right back isn't a consideration when you've got 4 on your books. You aren't going to pay more money out for a right back when you've already got 4. That's in the financial situation we're in. There's no way Everton were going to buy another right back. Just wasn't going to happen. We've got 4. On Tuesday night we had 3. And two of them were on the pitch at the same time. We'll get Patterson back and we'll have 4 right backs, because obviously Dixon's going to be staying. It's not always about it's what you need most. That should be the way. We'll see what happens. this doesn't mean anything for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'd imagine. I don't think it means anything for Dominic Calvert-Lewin other than if Everton choose to sell him in January and BROJA has done well, then that could be facilitated because you will have a replacement. If we'd sold Dominic Calvert-Lewin today, then and BROJA hadn't come in, or we have to wait. He did come in, but we have to wait 2 months. That would mean the only striker we would have for the next month or so would be Beto, I'd imagine. There is excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So we'll have to we'll just have to wait and see whether this will be done by 1 o'clock. I imagine it will. If they manage to get it pushed through, then we'll see. I'm sure it'll be done, because if you've gone this late, then I imagine you're going to have everything in place to get it done. It's not, as I said, it's not confirmed, and it probably wouldn't be confirmed for probably, I'd say, around 1 o'clock. But I don't. People saying it's a panic buy. Of course, it's a panic buy. Absolutely, it's a panic buy. If you announce that you're trying to get a signing at 11:10, it's a panic buy. But so what? Aren't we in panic? Aren't we like a team or a club that is in panic? I mean, what's the shock there? I don't get that. We are, yes, of course it's a panic buy, because we're a club that is basically permanently in panic. So of course it is. I don't really see an issue with that. Because we're always in panic as a football club. Of course. Would people rather not have got an extra player in? At the end of the day, it's a loan. I don't really see. The only thing I'm, if this had been earlier on the day and you'd said, it's this player or this player, then I would have gone, no, I want that player. I want the winger. I want the kid from Lyon or whatever. But at 11:10, where I was just sitting there, just waiting to see if Raheem Sterling had signed for Arsenal, basically. The fact that this has popped up is an interesting one. So yeah, it's just a case of getting another body in. It's just a case of getting another body in and seeing what happens. We've been linked to them for the best part of 2-3 years. We've been linked to them to be replacing Dominic Calvert-Lewin if Dominic Calvert-Lewin had gone, or if he'd gone to Chelsea. It's as simple as that. Of course it's a panic, but I don't think that's, as I said, I'm watching basically most of the bottom half of the table making panic loans themselves. So maybe Everton had this as in like a backup plan if Dominic Calvert-Lewin did go to Chelsea today, and Chelsea haven't taken him, and Everton just rung them up going, well, are you willing to get rid of your player anyway? And they've probably gone, yes, because he's not going to play. We need to get rid of him. If you want him, he's yours. We'll pay a certain amount of the wages. Don't forget, like, Mopé's gone today as well, so you've got his wages off the books. So, I have, and up to now, the simple fact is, right, it comes down to the players now. If he's fit, and Dom's fit, and Beto's fit, and Chimiti's fit, then they all have to fight for a place in the team. And it might be a case that the manager goes, actually, you know what? I've got 2 here, or I could play BROJA wide because he can play off the left, or I can play him as a split striker. Brilliant. That's what we want. Competition for places. I don't get this thing of like, oh, well, what's going to happen to Beto or what's going to happen to Schmidt? Who cares? I couldn't care less. I could not care less who scores goals for Everton, just as long as someone is scoring goals for Everton. I don't care. Beto, if it makes Beto third choice, so what? Then he's going to have to work harder on his first touches, then, isn't he? He's going to have to work harder on his first touch. Simple as that. You know, if someone comes in for Dom in January, then maybe we get a chance to make some money on him because we've got strikers all fighting for that position. You know, I don't get hung up on players. You know, leave that to kids. Don't get hung up on players. We want Everton scoring goals. It's as simple as that. And if it means that bringing this lad pushes the other players, then so be it. So be it. Liverpool have got about 7 strikers, haven't they? They've brought another one in. Do you think any of their fans are really bothered about who scores the goals? No. They just look at the bench and go, wow, look at all those players we've got. Look at those options we've got. Sorry, Paul, why am I trying to justify this deal? Because I have no problem with this deal whatsoever. I have no problem with bringing a player in at 10 minutes past the transfer deadline day being over. I have absolutely no problem with this deal. To me, there's no risk whatsoever in this deal. What's the risk? If someone can explain to me what the risk is, then we'll see. I don't see the risk in this deal whatsoever. He's on loan. There is no obligation to buy him. What's the negative of this deal? Can anyone explain to me what the negative is? Because I don't see the negative in this deal whatsoever. If you can, then please explain it to me. You know, I don't see what the negative is. But as I said, if someone wants to tell me what the negative is, please do. There's no risk in it because he doesn't play for us. There's no risk in it because we're not selling somebody and replacing them. I don't know where the negatives are in this. I couldn't care less about his wages. Are we better? Are we better, Glenn? Are we better? Yes, no sausages? Not sure on the answer to that one, mate. I can't really give an answer to that one. Yellow t-shirts, maybe. Yeah. But I don't... If you were to offer me nothing and BROJA, I think I would take BROJA. I think I would. I just don't see what the negatives are. Yeah. Weird. I just don't see what the negative is. Anyone who can play for our club and can score goals, unless he comes in and kicks the crap out of everyone in training and makes everyone injured, then I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't see it. I know that fly is doing my head, and there's nothing I can do about it right now. Has it been an amazing transfer window? No, it hasn't. We haven't got definitely a winger, but this isn't. This doesn't actually make a difference to that, does it? This actually doesn't make a difference to that, because at the end of the day, as I was saying before, at 10 past 11, we had nobody. And now we've got a striker. So he's on loan. Mopai's gone. Holgate's gone. Room's been made in the squad. Paul, tell me the negatives. There's no point telling me. So he's got a terrible injury record, okay, and he doesn't score goals. So If he's got a terrible injury record, he doesn't play. If he doesn't score, he doesn't. If he doesn't score, he doesn't play. So once again, explain to me what the negatives are. How does that make it a negative if we're not buying him? I don't understand that. You still not making any sense. It doesn't matter. It's like a bonus player. It's like playing Mario and getting, jumping up on this block and getting a mushroom. There's no negative to that. I don't get that. Should we have signed a winger? Yes. Well, hang on. Money on wages. Who cares? Is it really going to make? If he was to score one goal and it was to win us one game, that would be he'd get his that would be like his wages basically. You don't know the deal. Also, Chelsea could be paying 70% of his wages. Right, scintillating skills, I don't care, right, if Beto gets less chances. I don't care. I have no interest. I don't care. I could not care less if Beto gets 5 more minutes this season and the other 3 strikers score loads of goals. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care about the name on the back of the shirt. I care about the name on the front of the shirt. See? I care about that. I don't care who's scoring the goals for Everton, as long as somebody's scoring the goals. Why are people obsessed, certainly adults, about certain players playing? It doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't matter. All that matters is our squad improves, and our squad will improve by having more players who can push other players. At the moment, Dominic Calvert-Lewin thinks he's the big dog. Well, this fella might come in and go, no, mate, I'm going to take that spot off you. Beto hasn't been able to do it. Don't forget, we always say this, the manager sees these players every day in training, and he has such little regard for Beto that he barely played him in pre-season. That's how much regard he has for Beto, right? That's how much regard he has for him. So this idea that, oh no, Beto's going to... Well, so what? Work harder, score more goals, do better in training, improve your first touch, do whatever you need to do to be in the Everton team. And he's been here a year and he hasn't done that. So... BROJA is like BROJA as a player is he can play as a wide forward. I think at Southampton he played sort of like as a wide forward. He's also a big lad as well, so you could play him, I suppose, as a number 9. But again, it's like he's not like a Dominic Calvert-Lewin number 9. It's someone who's only young and there's work to be done with him, of course. His injury record is horrific. His injury record in the last 2 years has been really, really bad. So we'll see. Schmitty is another one who is the manager likes because he's a target man. He's a man who people look at and think he can take Dom's place. He can be someone who can hold the ball. That's why the manager was playing him at the end of last season, because he is a player who can hold the ball up. But I think it's interesting if BROJA can play maybe in a more wider position, or because what we've got now is an interesting option of having a proper 4-3-3 and having Aziza Garner-Gay, James Garner and Timmy Bunham as a 3 in midfield, and then 3. You could have a proper 3. You could have a combination of Ndai, Lindstrom, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, BROJA, Beto. There's a possibility there for 4-3-3 if the manager somewhat changes his tactical approach. So we'll see. It's not done yet. Of course, it's not done. We're just waiting now to see how long it will take. They've got just under an hour to get this through. 4-3-3 could work defensively because you've got 3 solid midfielders. That's how it could work defensively. So instead of having your 2 wide men and your striker isolated, you've suddenly got 3 across the midfield then who can close down. Now whether we'd go with that, I don't know under Sean Dyche, but listen, we do need a winger. Of course we needed a winger, but guess what? At 11:10, we weren't signing a winger. We really did need a right winger. Been banging on about it for ages. Sadly, we never got one, and it's poor that we never got one. Absolutely poor that we never got one. Sadly, but there you go. But as I said, at 11:10, we weren't getting anyone. So, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. There's been like loads of movements in the last hour or so. Eddie Nketiah has gone to Crystal Palace. Edouard's gone to Leicester, I think. There's been a bit of movements going on. Glenn, it might be like having an extra free gun in Red Dead. Why would you not want an extra free gun in Red Dead? I don't know why you wouldn't. It's just having an extra life, isn't it? Just having an extra life. You know, you could use that life and then get killed straight away. Who knows? Yeah. We'll wait and see. I'm certainly, by the way, not sitting here for another hour. So yeah, Carl, shut the fuck up. By the way, dickhead. Anyway, yeah, we could have done with a winger. We needed a left back. A right back. We ain't gonna sign a right back when we've got 4. It is the way it is. We've missed out on that. Ultimately, we haven't got the money, have we? We just simply have not got the money to bring in these players, sadly. And until we do have these players, till we have Holgate's going out the door for nothing. He's going out the door for nothing. He's going on loan for a season on loan, and then he's free to go. And that's another player that's going out the door. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's good because we haven't paid his wages. We're not paying his wages. But it's in the grand scheme of things, it's another player that we're letting go out the door for nothing, which that has to improve. And in Dominic Calvert-Lewin, there might be another one going out the door for nothing next season. But if he plays and scores goals this season and Everton, get 40 points, then I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, because he will have. He will be all right. But this is non-alcoholic lie. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drunk alcohol for nearly 2 years. This is non-alcoholic beer. So I don't know why people think I'm drinking something. That's non-alcoholic beer. Holgate, yeah, wouldn't have added anything to us, but the simple fact is, it's another player that's left the football club for nothing, which shouldn't really be happening at this stage. And I know that's what Baz's gripe is with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is that no one should be leaving the club. But they've gone. Mason Holgate's gone, Mopai's gone, and we actually did get money for Mopai, so that's okay. But there's no way West Brom will be covering all of Holgate's wages. There's just no way. It's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. What's the best non-alcoholic beer? There's a few. Something like Peroni's quite nice. This one's like this one. No, I can't remember the name of it, but it's from Home and Bargains, and it's like a Czech beer, and it's actually really, really nice. And people who drink beer have told me it's nice, so it's not just me losing my palate. And it's only 85 pence for like a 500 milliliter, so like for like a pint, it's like 85 pence. So that's the beauty of not drinking alcohol, is it's so much cheaper. Yeah, Guinness is great as well. Guinness is great. That's like quality. That's like you really can't tell any difference with it, because it's just, you can tell slightly because you can drink it really fast, really fast. Yeah. So BROJA looks like, well, it's not done yet. It's not confirmed. It's 12:10. It's not confirmed. No idea when this was all set in motion. But we'll just wait and see. I just think, I mean, I don't know what people think, but do people think that we have improved the squad? Are we stronger? I do think we're stronger as a squad. I just don't know. I don't know in terms of the clubs around us whether we've improved more than the other teams have improved. I mean, you take a team like Fulham, or certainly Brighton, who we finished on the same points as. They definitely improved massively compared to us, because they've got the money, from last summer, haven't they? That when they sold the players, I think Fulham have improved massively. So if you're talking about the teams around you, the teams that we've got similar kind of points as last season, they've definitely improved more than us. It's the likes of Ipswich and Southampton, they've brought well, and Southampton bringing a goalkeeper in is a smart move. Ipswich couldn't do anything but improve because they're a team coming up and they've brought in players. Forest have done all right as well. I think they've signed well. So I think everyone around us has improved. The thing is, you just won't know. You just don't know. You won't know till November time how much everyone's improved. By the time everyone gets bedded in and gets this, starting to get their the teams that they play week in and week out, and obviously what we play as well. What does Dyche do? Does he keep playing his favourites, or will he start letting some of the other players off the leash a little bit? Does he start playing and die? Does he allow Lindstrom more game time? Who knows? Who knows? If people are going to bed, see you later. Good night now. I'm going to do a little bit more, just to see if we get any confirmation, which I doubt we will. But yeah, well, maybe we haven't improved the first team as much as other teams have, but that will come down to if the manager allows players to play. Obviously Branthwaite will come back in, and then if the manager allows, I think in Dye playing ultimately will be an improvement on McNeil and Harrison, because one of them definitely doesn't start for me tomorrow. And then it's a case of, as I said, maybe you could play those three midfielders in the middle, and you could have a lot more attacking front three who actually do stay up and push the opposition fullbacks back. But as I said, that's a change in philosophy, and would the manager be prepared to do that? Who knows? He likes negative football. I do think eventually that catches up with you, because the opposition work you out, especially if you're playing the same old players. I think that was what was wrong with the first game of the season for me, and maybe not so much at Spurs, but just playing the same old players. People are not stupid. They do a lot of work. They understand what your tactics are going to be. They get onto your tactics. So we'll wait and see. But tomorrow, I mean, if we get a win tomorrow, you know, we've won and we win 2 games back to back. Doesn't matter if it's Doncaster. It doesn't matter one bit. For a couple of weeks, people are very positive, and we got, you know, if we get 2 signings, obviously we've already got 1 signing, but if we get another signing in, 2 on transfer deadline day, it's not the worst thing in the world. Although I've missed out on a key position, which is the right wing. Then I think people will be optimistic. The team's not going to settle down till obviously October time, really, because you want to try and have a turnover of players, those players going. Because I think the key thing for me is that front four. Said it this week, said it last week. That front four has to change. Has to change. Can't keep playing Decore. Can't keep playing Harrison on one side and McNeil on the other side. That has to change. Now, whether that's Lindstrom or Ndai playing, even BROJA coming into the side, who knows? We'll wait and see. Just trying to keep an eye on what's going on. If anything. It's always a pain with these deal sheets as well, because even if they go in and it gets done, sometimes it can be like you still don't hear like on the like right on 1 o'clock if it's been done or not, or sometimes you don't hear that it hasn't been done at 1 o'clock and you're left in a little bit of limbo. It is weird, because I imagine tonight, I think they said there's 8 deal sheets in, and yeah, Cornet's just been signed by Southampton, so there's like 8 deal sheets gone in, and again, I don't know whether he's one of the 8 or what. We still haven't. I don't think we've heard from. I don't think we've heard from about Sterling or Sancho. So again, they'll be late ones. Yeah, Tom Fellaini was. There was a bit of skullduggery about Fellaini. I believe. I believe there was. Yeah, there was some. I believe that he was signed well after the transfer window, and there was a bit of skullduggery with Everton saying that there was an issue with the fax machine or something. There was a really famous one years ago. It was Dave Watson, and it was after 5 o'clock. Was it Dave Watson? Might have been Dave Watson. It was after 5 o'clock, so Howard Kendall got them to take a picture, and he got them to get the clock and make the clock something like 4:30. And he took the picture, and that was his proof that we'd signed them in time. That it had 4:30 on the clock, but apparently it was well after 5, because they said the fax machine was broke, and he was like, "No, this is the proof. Look, we got the pictures." So I believe when Fellaini was signed, there was some kind of. I know that they were running around a hotel in Belgium. They were running around a hotel in Belgium, I think it was, trying to get it done, and it was well over the time. But the FA fell for it. So there you go. Yeah, it's probably gonna go a little bit quiet now, I imagine, till we get to around 1 o'clock. So yeah, if you've been watching all day, then nice one for that. Yeah, Matt, Mangala will be. I think Mangala's an interesting signing as well, because it does allow us, as I said there, it allows us to play 3 midfield if we wanted to. And I think Timmy Abunam could play a little bit higher now if we wanted them to, almost in the like not quite in the Decore role, but a little bit more progressive. But with Garner and James Garner and Jesse Garner Gay being a little bit more sitting a little bit deeper, then I think, yeah, they could definitely. Phil says if Dyche plays Young and Keane again, we are in major trouble. Well, yeah, I mean, certainly Young. But that's the point, isn't it? That's the point. When Branthwaite comes back and Keane will get phased out anyway. You know, we've got our 4 centre-backs, and, you know, we might play... If he plays O'Brien tomorrow, then that would be a major thing as well, wouldn't it? Because then you are saying Keane's number 4. And Young is back up, isn't he? He's back up for left back and he's back up for right back, ultimately. So, and I have no real problem with that, if I'm honest. As long as he is a backup and long as there's players in front of him, then I have no issue with that whatsoever. It's not an issue as long as he's not, you know, as long as he's not the thing, you know. David, non-alcoholic beer is full of carbs, so what? I don't drink it because I'm worried about my weight, mate. I've run 20k in the last 2 days. I'm not worried about my weight. It doesn't matter. I just don't want to drink alcohol. It's nothing to do with it. It's not a diet thing. It's the fact that I don't want to drink alcohol. So there you go. I literally live on Haribo. I'm not really worried about my weight. I've been working my ass off for that by doing very long runs, so I'm not really that bothered. Yeah, they're both loans. Mangala and BROJA are both loans. They're both loans. So again, it's a case of seeing what happens, isn't it? It's a case of seeing what happens. Michael, any tips for running? Yeah, just get out and run. Just do a little bit, and then the next day or the day after do a little bit, and then when you feel like you can do a little bit more, do a little bit more, and just keep doing that. That's it. But get yourself some. Once you can do it, get yourself a decent pair of running trainers. Don't wear anything that's got like that much sole on it. You want like that much sole on it, basically. But yeah, you have to just go out and it'll be horrible and you'll feel like a big sweaty mess. And just do it. And for about a month, you'll feel like death. And then suddenly you'll go, oh God, I don't feel like death. And then you'll try to run a little bit further. And then when you run a little bit further, you'll feel like death again. The problem with running is that every time you get good at a distance, you want to go further. And when you try and run further, you feel like death again. That's it, basically. Just do a little bit. I ran 2.5k every day for a month. And then it was like, then started doing 5Ks and then 10Ks and then a half marathon. That's it, really. Nothing will happen quick. Back to the players. Yeah, I think both. I don't think either. I think both players have got an option to buy them, but no obligation to buy them. So it's Tom. I wear Hockers, mate. I wear Hockers for running. You're better buying proper trainees that are like specifically for running, rather than like one of them like whether that's like Hockers or Brooks, or even like the ones they sell in Decathlon are really good. Nike and Adidas are really good, but because they don't specialise in running as much. So I really like the Hockers. The proper, like, they give you so much cushion. When I see people running and they're running in like basically normal trainees, I'm just like, how do you do that? Your ankles are going to feel like death, and if your ankles feel like death, then your knees will feel like death. And then your hips will feel like death, basically. Saucony, they're another one, yeah. Like, get like running trainees. Asics are good as well. Proper running stuff. Birmingham have paid 12 million quid for a player from Fulham, which is crazy. A League One team, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Is the Sancho done, or is it? I'm not seeing it on my screen. I have not seen Alien Romulus, and I will not be seeing Alien Romulus. It looks way too grim for me. I'm not like a big sort of... I like alien films, but I don't know. It looks a bit too gory for me. Don't know. Might see it in like bits, so I can be like, Also, if you want to get into running, go into like one of the running shops that do your gate, and they'll get you the best pair of trainees. And there's one in Liverpool. There's one in the shop next to Primark. No, stay on. I like Alien. This one looks a little bit like. This one looks a bit disturbing, like, for me. I do like the Alien films. It looks a little bit too much. I have watched the new Twisters film. It's boss. It really is. It really is. The new Twisters film's boss. I like it. I love the original Twisters, and I love the Twisters ride. If anyone went on it in Florida, it was brilliant. Well, it's not really a ride. It was more like a thing that you'd be part of. Yeah. Yeah, listen, it is obviously the negative. There is a negative with his injury, Broja's injury record. It isn't good that his injury record is so bad, and it does make you think like, how many games does he actually play? Well, as long as we don't buy him, then I think it's okay. Tom, I think I'm going to watch the Planet of the Apes film tomorrow. Steve, I don't think that's true. I think he's put sequels are never good when they wait that long. I don't think that's true, mate. Because I think the Top Gun sequel was brilliant. I thought the Beverly Hills Cop sequel was brilliant, and I thought Twisters was really good as well. So on them three, I've got to disagree with you. And you think the Alien film's amazing, so Anthony's Natterjack still a thing? I thought it was gone, or was it moved? Wasn't it? Isn't that an Everton pub now where Natterjack's was? Or are we talking about the one inside the Natterjack's next door to Primark? I don't know. Yeah, the Planet of the Apes films are boss. They are boss. There you go. Celtic Vating reports saying that BROJA is an obligation to buy. Is it an obligation to buy? Hang on. Let me find out. Let me see if I can find out. All I'm seeing is an option. I'm just seeing that there's an option. I don't think you buy a player or you get an obligation for a player that you're trying to sign with like 10 minutes. I think there's an option, which is fine. An option is fine. An obligation would have been, that would have been too far. 30 million in the first place is nuts for a player that hasn't done anything. This is the problem with the market, isn't it? The market is mad. It's absolutely mad. People keep on talking about the price is coming down. 30 million for bang average players is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. If you had a deal, wasn't this deal last year at Fulham, was that the price went up if they didn't pay him? There was some like mad thing if they didn't pay him. It would surprise me, Steve, because I don't think the club's run that mad badly. I think it's run badly, but I don't think Kevin Felwell runs it like too badly. I don't think he knows we can't buy players. He doesn't do anything stupid apart from getting rid of instead of getting rid of players for nothing, which is not really his fault as such because they go down to the last couple of years in their contracts. if listen, the thing about it is Ipswich did walk away, but that's no concern, is it, to us? Really, that's no concern. Yes, big guys, I have seen The Boys, and I am fully up to date with The Boys. It's amazing. It's amazing. I probably will watch the new Alien film, but I'll probably wait till it goes on, like, whatever it goes on, Disney Plus or whatever. I'm not watching it on a big screen and like being, I might watch it, but it's like, so I can just sit there and be like, So we'll wait and see. Terminator. Is Dark Fate the one where Linda Hamilton comes back? Because I thought that was all right. I thought that was an okay film. I must admit, I thought that was an okay film. I think that got some weird reviews. I thought that was all right. I think it was overhyped by James Cameron, but I think it was all right. Yeah, I thought it was all right. Dom's staying unless he goes to Saudi Arabia, and he has been linked with Saudi Arabia, so that sounds like it sounds like he's must be staying, but you know, we'll see. Barbie and Ken. Well, it's only Barbie, isn't it? And yes, I've watched Barbie. It's a really good film. I don't know, was Dark Fate? Which one was Dark Fate? I thought Dark Fate was alright. Don't know, I thought it was fine. I thought it was hyped up far too much. I thought it was fine. But then you expect them to be better than fine, don't you, at the end of the day? God, did that come out 5 years ago? Wow. No, it's fine. Problem is, everyone judges Terminator films by Terminator 2. And Terminator 2 is one of the greatest films of all time. It really is. It's one of the greatest films of all time. So, that's the problem. Argyle was terrible. That was terrible. Kezi said, do I watch NFL? Not really, no. I've got like a bit of a problem with the NFL. I don't really want to go into it. It's a bit political. Well, I will go into it. The way they treated those lads when they took the knee, I think is a disgrace. And I can't really buy into something that treats people like that. I just can't. They treated them like scum, and that was just so wrong. That's a good film, that Instigators with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. That's a good film. I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. Celtic Vape. No, I haven't seen that film. I have not seen that film. I don't know why we're talking about films. It's probably because we haven't got any footy to talk about, and you're probably all just trying to keep me on till something happens. Thoughts on Jaws? Jaws is one of the best films of all time, isn't it? Genuinely, it is amazing, that film. It's the first ever blockbuster, and it's amazing. It's genuinely one of the most amazing films ever. Robert Patrick was amazing. T2 is one of the best films ever. Rambo Last Blood, no. Rambo First Blood is amazing. Absolutely amazing. About a man who comes back from war with post-traumatic syndrome, and he goes on the rampage. But it's brilliant. It's such a brilliant film. It's so way ahead of its time, of a soldier coming back from Vietnam with post-traumatic syndrome. It's amazing. But then people think that it's like the Rambo films about him because they got bastardized into what they did. Total Recall's a decent film. It's an amazing film. Law-Abiding Citizen. The only problem I've got with Law-Abiding Citizen is the ending. He's the hero of that film, and they make out like Tingo's the hero, and he's not. He's the hero in prison, and they make out, and then they blow him up at the end. That's the wrong ending. The ending is completely wrong. Absolutely, completely wrong. Have you seen La La Land? Yes, it's an amazing film. Hagrid, have I been? No, I haven't been on the Hagrid ride because I haven't been to Florida while it's been there. I've been on the ride that's in LA because I've been to the Hogwarts in LA. New Jurassic Park. Would it better be better than the last year, innit? Jurassic Park. Donnie Darko. I love Donnie Darko with the music and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Mate, I could sit here all night and talk about films. I love my films. It doesn't really matter. Usual Suspect is a boss film. JFK, Jaws, and Close Encounters. JFK makes me so paranoid watching it. Saving Private Ryan's amazing. Do you think... No, Bramley Moordock will never host NFL games. It's not big enough for NFL games. Not big enough whatsoever. I watched Gravity the other week. Unbelievable film. What an unbelievable sequence when it's getting smashed into. I wish I'd gone to see that in the IMAX. Moneyball is amazing. I love Moneyball. If you like Moneyball, watch Draft Day. When me and Baz flew from Washington to Minnesota to watch Everton, we put that on and watched it together. He hadn't seen it and I had, and it was unbelievable. It's a brilliant film. It's a brilliant film. Kevin Costner, who makes brilliant sports films. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you like, I mean, it's not a true story, I think, and it's a little bit far-fetched, but it's NFL, and it uses like real NFL stuff, like the proper draft day. They obviously filmed at the draft day, and it's so good. It's so good the way they do it. It's one of those films that if you leave it for a little bit, you forget all of the little intricacies about it and all the little moves that get made. Yeah, the Dune films, they were good. Terminal Maiden. No, is that the one with Margot Robbie and Will Smith? I've never seen that. I've never seen Green Mile, you know. I've never seen it. Shawshank I love, but I've never seen Green Mile. People say stuff about it. I'm just like, can be asked. Pacific Rim, yeah, good. Field of Dreams, one of my most famous films ever. Again, baseball. Kevin Costner loves his baseball and his sports films, especially his baseball films. John, JFK does make you think, but I believe it's a load of nonsense. Like, I've listened to history podcast about it, and it is apparently a load of a lot of it is just so much nonsense, but it's fine. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Fitzies, thank you very much. For the Love of the Game what's that one? For the Love of the Game? What's that? What happens in that without ruining it? What happens in that? For the Love of the Game. Don't think I've seen that one. I've seen Tin Cup's good. That's a golf one. And I've seen his other one, Bull Durham. Training Day is a boss film. It's horrible though in bits. The bit where he leaves him in the house, that's with the Mexicans, that's horrible. Any Given Sunday. I like part of Any Given Sunday, but then there's other parts and I'm just like, using knobheads. It's like the bit with the eye and all that. It's just like, use a bad knobheads. Anyway. No, I've left Green Mile so long now that I can't be bothered watching it. Mean Machine, classic film, yeah, classic. Depends which one you mean. Godfather 2 is the best film, one of the best films ever. They would never make that film now. They'd split it in half, and it'd be two different films. They wouldn't waste all that on one. Field of Dreams is just amazing. I'll tell you what's amazing, David, if you haven't seen it. Go on YouTube and Google Field of Dreams 2021 or 2019 or whatever it is, right? And a few years ago, well, they've done it twice, I think, but about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, don't know exactly when, because COVID has like ruined my perception of time. They played a proper baseball game on the field, but it's literally the field next to to where the farm was. and all the players walked out the bush, out the cornfield. And as they were walking out, Kevin Costner walked out with them, and he's narrating it. And that's, oh my God, it will make you cry. If you love Field of Dreams, it will make you cry, because they have the music and Kevin Costner's talking about the game, and all these players walk out, and it's unbelievable. And they played a proper game of baseball, and I had to give it anything to have been at that game, because it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think they might have done it one at a time, and then they were going to do it every year, and then they decided it was just too expensive to do. But it was amazing because they were playing the game, and normally when you're playing the game, you're obviously in a stadium, so you don't see the light. But because they were playing this in a little field with a little made up like ground, the sun started going down, and you were seeing all the light in the sky, and it was unbelievable. And after you've watched Field of Dreams and you know what the story is, and you know how amazing it is, but just to watch this real game happening, and it's boss. Honestly, that's like one of the things. Someone would go, what sporting event would you have loved to have been at? I'd have loved to have been at that. It was unbelievable. There's a baseball film with Clint Eastwood and Amy Adams. No, I've never seen that. I have watched the OG Field of Dreams, of course I have. If you build it, he will come. I Am Legend, yeah, but I can never watch it again because of the dog. Cloverfield is his boss. I went to pictures to see Cloverfield. Watch The Quiet. No, I'm not into John Wayne. Just not into him. I think basically John Wayne was the biggest, see, John Wayne got famous because he didn't go to the Second World War, and then he played all these tough main characters. He never even went to the Second World War. He got away with it on medical grounds. What's the link between Field of Dreams and Everton? Don't know. We're surrounded by ghosts. Oh, it's a loose connection. Oh. I don't know. Not really sure. Tom, I used to do a podcast about films and stuff. I should have just made it called it I should have started with some footy chat and then gone into films. More people would have watched it. Bruce Willis' film Looper. It is good apart from the nose on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, sorry. The nose. Yeah, listen, BROJA, we're going to be out till October. No, but Tom, it was a live stream. It was a podcast that was a live stream. I used to do it. Me and Aaron in America used to do it on Toffee TV. It was called the Nerd Social Club. Edge of Tomorrow, great film. Massively underrated. Massively underrated film. They're supposed to be doing a sequel. I don't know how they're going to do a sequel, but it was near perfect, that film. Near perfect. Everything about it was just unbelievable. Sixth Sense, good film. I don't like horror films. I don't know if I've made that abundantly obvious. I don't like horror films. I'm not a horror film fan. I don't watch them. I like suspense, but I don't like horror. Right, this 18 minutes to 1. We have not heard any more about this BROJA deal as of yet. All we know is the deal sheet went in at 11 o'clock. But we've not heard anything else. Ivan Toney has gone to Saudi Arabia, which I just think's, yes, he's going to have a shed load of money. But, yeah. Jojo Rabbit is amazing, Kezi. Absolutely amazing. The scene in the square with the shoes. Oh my god. And then right at the end, the dancing scene is... Yeah. What a film. It's just a brilliant film. It's just a brilliant film. The depiction of Hitler is just unbelievable. He's hilarious. And his mate is hilarious. But, yeah. Hit you in the kidneys, that one. Demolition Men, yeah, good film. Good film, Blast from the Past. The Goonies, yeah, one of my favourites as if I'm a kid. Inception, amazing film. Yeah, what a waste of time. Yeah, it's just stupid, I think, but he's going to get a shed load of money. American Psycho, amazing. When did Ball Street end? Do you know what? It basically it properly ended this year, I think. Sadly. But they just didn't know what they were doing. Did not know what they were doing. They lost us all when they could have had us all together, but they couldn't look after some of us, and then the likes of Arsenal Fan TV got so big that they could look after themselves and become their own entity. Sadly. Wayne, any news on Nelson? He's gone to Fulham, hasn't he? Gone to Fulham, I believe. I think. Schindler's List. You know what? I only watched Schindler's List for the first time, like last year. I'd never watched it. It's amazing, as you can imagine. It's absolutely amazing film. No, Ivan Toney, the deal for him is unbelievable. Like, absolutely unbelievable. You can't... He's going to be making money that is going to, like, set him and his family up for the rest of their lives. And that's what he wants. Who can complain? Who can complain? He's took that deal. Fair play to him. He'll never play for England again, I imagine. He'll never, he'll obviously... He could come back to the Premier League and stuff, but that's the decision that he's made, and that's fine. That's up to him. It's a personal choice. You can't complain at anyone making a personal choice. It's what's best for him. Could be back in a year with like a clean slate, and someone could pick him up for 30 million or something or whatever, and it could be a good deal for someone. And he could have earned a hell of a lot of money. It's a short career, and people have got to look after themselves. Yes, Andy, Chef is an amazing film. Chef is brilliant. In Bruges is a good film. It's dark, very, very dark. The ending is dark. Very, very dark. Empire's Son, that's a blast from the past. That is a blast from the past. Good film. Good film. Do I? No. I don't rate Traore at all. No. Don't rate him. At all. A Deer Hunter is a good film. Dark film. Dark film. Never seen The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. I don't play FIFA, no. Don't play FIFA. I used to play a lot of PES. I don't play it any. FIFA's crap. I just think FIFA's crap. It's for kids. It's just crap. PES was the one, and they killed it. Would you go to Saudi to do a podcast on Everton for the more money? Yeah. No, but if it was like money that like I didn't have to do for a year and it set me up for the rest of my life, then yes, I would do it. Of course I would. Grosse Point Blank, that's a great film. That's a very, very good film. I realised that I'm like down here. I'm just going to move back up here. Okay. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, good film. Have I seen Wonder? No. Wonder? Who's in that? It's not like John Travolta, is it? Anyway. Right. I'm probably going to stick around till 1, because why wouldn't you? Yeah, hang on. Breaking news, hang on. Oh no, it's from earlier on today. Sorry, Sky were like breaking news, but I think they're just doing highlights of the day. Red Dead, yes, of course I've played Red Dead. I'm on my second go of Red Dead. Or I was. And then I stopped because I got... What did I get? Oh, I got Spider-Man 2. So I stopped and I haven't picked it up again. Yeah, The Shining's amazing. And I've seen The Shining like on the pictures in like an proper old school pictures as well. And it's fantastic. Did you like Morales more than Deulofeu? Yeah, I probably did, you know. I probably did. I think he scored more important goals. I was in Wolfsburg when we played them, and he set one up and scored one, and I don't think Deulofeu ever quite had nights like that. Both very, very frustrating players. I haven't seen the new Beetlejuice film, so I don't know if it's good or bad, and I'm not going to say it's bad just because they've made it. They're making a lot more films like that now, so... So... What makes me very Irish? What's that? Going for that one? Which? I don't know. I've not seen Doctor Sleep. I keep on meaning to watch Doctor Sleep, but I haven't seen it. The Warriors isn't that particularly good a film. It's just one of those like cult films. The game, there was actually a really good game. I'm sure it was made by Rockstar as well, that made Grand Theft. It was a really good game. It was on like the PS2, and it sort of came and went, but it was a really good game. They never like remade it or anything. Trying for a wasted ticket. I won't be, but somebody in the house will be. It's not going to be me. Do you know what? I'm not particularly that... right now, sitting here, I'm not really that bothered if I get a wasted ticket or not. I've seen them 4 times. If I got them, I probably wouldn't be that bothered until maybe... till maybe in a year's time when it happens. Sorry, I just realised I'm neglecting the other comments. But I think they're going to play loads more. I think they're going to play in Europe and stuff. And I imagine if they go to Europe, I'll go to like Paris or somewhere and watch them, if I'm honest. So. Mike from here, he said they've done this to spite us. They probably have, yeah, mate. Because they knew we were going home. Jason says give him a shot and say no thanks if he's not up to the mark. Yeah. John says just must admit wasn't expecting this, about to go to bed now, I've got to stay up. Going back to Natterjacks, there's one in Southport. Blue Key, this says, remember when Kale and Fellaini played up top because we had no strikers? Now we have 4 and a attacking midfielder that can play up top as well. Remember we went to Wolves in lockdown and we had Sigurdsson and James Rodriguez up front and we won 2-1. That was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. We won 2-1, didn't we? There's no confirmation on BROJA yet, sorry. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till 1 or around 1 and see what happens. Steve said, will you be watching the new James Gunn Superman films? Probably. I'm not really that bothered. Batman, yes. I'm all day with Batman, but the other DC stuff, I can take it or leave it. The problem I find with Superman is like, who beats him? He's just such a boring character. Tom Riddle, John Texter just posted Mangala's signing photo on Insta. Did he? Yeah. What's his Insta? Fireworks going off in the city centre before where Bournemouth players are staying. Yeah, the new Joker trailer looks good, yeah. The Batman was good. And I particularly liked it. Because obviously it was in Liverpool as well. Has John Texter got a... Has he got an Instagram, yeah? Oh, yeah. That's mad. That's mad. The BROJA deal isn't official yet, I don't think. Sky Sports News are just like rehashing stories, so I don't think Raheem Sterling hasn't been confirmed yet, has it? So I just like the fact that people are just screaming shows at me. Michael Woods on the Super Chat, thanks mate. You didn't have to because you're on Premium, but he says deadline day and I normally do this. Join Premier. Thank you, Michael. Michael Cosgrove. I haven't only gone to Saudi, Berry saw it coming. See what you done there, mate. See what you done there. See what you done there. Get back out looking for celebs for your son. Sterling being confirmed, has it? Yeah. Sorry, I haven't seen anything. I'm like just focusing on entertaining you people. Oh, let's have a look. Arsenal. Soccer Arsenal. It hasn't been confirmed. Stop lying. Has not been confirmed. Sausage Party. Hello, Sausage Party. There's a show now, isn't it, on Amazon? A Sausage Party show. See, the thing about oh, hang on. The thing about Ivan Toney is that a lot of people will believe that that's how we should have treated Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But I know Baz thinks that's how we should have treated Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is just tell him he's not playing. But the manager chose a different route, didn't he? He chose a completely different route. And wanted him. David, Sammy Smuddocks would not have been a good signing, mate. He's 29. He's 29 and they give him a 4-year deal. Come on. He would not have been a good deal. You saw Sterling on Fab Romano's Insta, but not signed. He's not signed. If he was signed, he'd be signed. So, I mean, I know it's probably going to be signed, but at this time of night, it's not about whether it's going to be done or not. It's whether they can beat the clock. That's the top and bottom of it. Hot Fuzz, good film. Shaun of the Dead's a good film. Exactly. Brentford have a couple of players who can score goals, don't they? And they brought the lad. I know he's injured, but they've brought the lad from Belgium to take his place because they knew he was going. So they could afford to stick him on the bench. I just don't know if we could afford to stick Dom on the bench. But then some people would say we could because he hasn't done anything. Yeah, I mean, Texter's obviously trying to buy Everton, Tom. So he's obviously trying to embed himself a little bit with the club. Where do you see us playing with this team? Oh, I don't know. Probably near where we finished last season, I'd imagine. We just got to get in a rhythm. We just got to get into a rhythm of playing, getting a team, consistent team, or thereabouts. Michael Wood, yes, I'm a fan of both of those films. We've just got to get into a consistent rhythm where we start like we did when. Because don't forget, last year it was like after that second international window where we won the game before the second international window. I think we'd beaten Brentford, and then after the second international break, we started to pick up a few results as well. So it will be, that's what we need to do. Yeah, I want Dan Friedkin as well. If I'm on, that's the guy I want. John Textor's a little bit off his, just off it a bit. Friedkin's the one I want. He's the one with genuine money. Textor's a bit not completely sure about Textor, but certainly, yeah. Brandwaite's still here. That's tremendous news, isn't it? Absolutely tremendous news. Well, yeah, I'll be watching the Penguin series, of course, man. Batman, innit? Batman. Remember the days you used to be unhappy finishing 6th and 7th? No, I mean, maybe I was. I don't know. It doesn't matter where you finish in the league. You always think you always want more. You're never satisfied. You always want more. Because that's being a football fan. You'll never settle. What can we do to get more? What do we need to get to that next place? Doesn't matter. That's always something. Always something. There's always something. We don't know Friedkin. The problem with Friedkin is of the situation with the 777 money, and it's tied up in courts. He doesn't want any part of that. He doesn't want anything to do with that. So, Banastic says, cop-eye to gobsite. Fair play to you, mate. Super chatted that. And you got it. Wait, what's going on? Have Chelsea confirmed Sancho yet? Or was that just again? Let's have a look. No, they haven't confirmed them either. Come on, lads, confirm some stuff. See, this is like I said before. Just because it has to be done by 1 doesn't mean we'll find out at 1. Yeah, deadline day ended at 11 o'clock, but if you get your deal sheet in time, you can have till 1 o'clock. So the deal had to be done at 1 o'clock, so it had to be done 3 minutes ago. But we might know for a while whether it's been done or not. It's mad, isn't it? At 1 o'clock, they should just go boom, 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 and tell you what's going on. See, I don't even know if this is live now on Sky. Probably is. Let's have a little look on. Real better sign Giovanni Lo Celso from Spurs. That one's done. I don't know. There's not. I don't know.
Shalabar's done to Crystal Palace. Carlos Forbes from Wolves, going to Wolves from Ajax. Edward gone to Leicester from Palace. He said Sterling's all done. Ivan Toney's all done. Carlos Sower to PSG to West Ham's done. Funny enough, he hasn't even touched BROJA. Right.
I don't know what's happening. People just keep on just mentioning names, film names. Right. I'm gonna go because, quite frankly, this isn't being done yet. How long have I been on? What, an hour and 25 minutes? Jesus. An hour and 26 minutes I've been on waffling about nonsense and films. Can someone just announce a deal? Do you think Ndai could get 12 goals? Maybe, but maybe not. Won't even play enough games. Doing all night. I can't be bothered. What if it's like not announced? What if it's not announced like 2 o'clock and I'm just sitting here naming films? Yeah, there you go. Right, I am gonna go because they mightn't announce it, and if they do announce it, I'll just put it on. It'll be on our socials. So you've waited. Yeah, but what if I have to wait another half an hour or another hour? What if Everton are like, well, we're not going to announce it yet, so it could be like whatever. It could be they just mightn't announce it. Right. I'm gonna go. Let's just leave it there. Let's just all live in a world where we think he's signed. And we'll see what happens. If he doesn't sign, then I wasn't here for the failure. And if he does sign, I was here. So, there you go. Right, I'm going to go. I will see you all tomorrow after the game. See you all later.